How could you let that alchemist from Fair live? He was a monster.
Got away clean. I don't think they followed me. You don't look particularly religious. You're not a member of the Vosh Rock, are you? A stupid question, I know. If you were a member of the cult, you wouldn't tell me. I was on my way to Orsinium with a group of crafters and artisans, just minding my own business, when these fanatics attacked us. It was like they were hunting baby horkers, whacked us in the head and tossed us in a cart. I managed to slip away. Not much to tell. I didn't wait around to hear a sermon or anything. It was kind of confusing, but they kept referring to Trinimac for some reason. Razasha might know more. She escaped too, but she went back to help her captured mate.
I don't know whether to stay here or go find help. If they hurt my Shalda, I don't know what I'll do. How did you... Yes, we were on our way to Orsinium, Shaldagon and I. There were a few of us, artisans and crafters, answering the king's call. The cultist attacked, took us captive. I managed to escape, but my Shalda... They took her into the ruins. They weren't very forthcoming with information as they were hauling us off. Their leader called himself Glothan the Recruiter. Said we'd all be true believers in no time. I'm afraid he's going to hurt Shalda and the others. I feel so helpless. Thank you so much for helping me. With your help, I just know that Shalda and I will be back together in no time. There were a lot of them, and they were strong, stronger than we were at any rate. Glothan was the worst. He kept saying that fire and ice would lead us to Trinimac's truth, whatever that is. Will you find Shalda and the others, please? Shalda and I packed up our pottery shop in Shornhelm to make a new start in Orsinium. If I lose her, I don't know what I'll do. The others, just travelers we met along the way. A cook, a couple of mages. I hate to think of them coming to harm. I appreciate your help. Shalda and I aren't very religious, but what these cultists are doing is wrong. Oh, and I noticed an opening in the back of the ruins. That might be the best way to escape after you find Shalda and the others. Glothan's a brutish, nasty orc. Praised Trinimac with one hand and slew a poor tailor who defied him with the other. He took notes, made a list of the captives, his new recruits, he called them. That should help you locate Shalda and the others.
Your death will elevate me for the Voshrock!
Join us or die. It's that simple.
Hey! Over here! Help! Don't let them kill me! They hit me and told me to praise Trinimac. Now I'm confused and my head hurts. Oh, I'm well enough. If you open this cage, I won't just walk, I'll run. The Voshrock are bad, bad people. I just want to get out of here before they drag me off like the others. They kept threatening me. Said they were going to throw me in the ice prison. What should I do now? I'm a cook, not a warrior. Thanks, but what should I do now? I'm not really good at making difficult decisions. I think I can do that, as long as I'm careful. Others were dragged in here with me. Humble travelers who never harmed anyone. And now they're threatened with pain and death if they don't swear allegiance to the Voshrock. Right. Thanks again. You know, I came to Hrothgar because it was supposed to be a safe and amazing place for orcs to live. Well, so far it doesn't seem to be either safe or amazing.
Help me, please! This fire, can you put it out? There's some water over by the wall! Damn, those are hot! Now I know what roast Horker feels like. They kept stoking the fire, making it hotter and hotter. I was almost ready to agree to whatever they wanted. Almost. Razashaw's alive? Praise the Eight and anyone else who wants to listen. I'm just glad she didn't follow us in here herself. Those Voshrock maniacs want new members. Someone who calls herself the Proselytizer leads this bunch. You need to stop her. Osnora the Proselytizer? She's a horror. She came by not too long ago and told them to make the fire hotter. Said it would help me see the light. If I get the chance, I'll show her some light.
You don't have to tell me twice. touch anything. I beg of you, talk to us first. Don't touch the switches. They're trapped. Trapped. You know, touch the wrong switch and somebody dies? That kind of trapped. The Vash'Rog took us captive. Said we were gonna join their cult one way or another. If I stay in this icy prison long enough, I might just agree to anything. That's the problem. If you push the switch in front of me, Gahar will be released, but I'll freeze to death. If you push the switch in front of him, I go free and he dies. They've been trying to make us decide, but we won't give them the satisfaction. Not this time. The Vash'Rog set this up so that only one of us would get to join their crazy cult. If I were noble, I'd say save Gahar and let me die. But I'm not noble. I have a family. They need me. And I'm a healer. I can help you if you let me. Gahar seems to be a good sort, but do we really need another violent battle mage? I heal the sick and help the wounded. And more than that, I want to live. I know it must sound terrible, but I really want to live.
Don't touch the switches or you'll kill us! The Vash'Rog. They're trying to break us. They want Unsulog and me to swear to serve Trinimac. Or their version of Trinimac, at least. So far, we've refused, but these ice prisons wear you down. They said they only need one of us. The switch in front of me releases Unsulog, but freezes me. And the one in front of her does the reverse. They keep coming in and asking us which switch to press. So far, we refuse to play their game. So far. If I knew how to do that, I'd tell you. I hate to say this, but I don't want to die. If you free me, I can help. I'm a strong elemental mage and I can fight. But this blasted prison keeps me from casting even the simplest spell of warming. Unsulog's a good woman, but she's already lived a full life. I can aid the rulers of Arsinium, assist my people. I have many productive years remaining, if I get out of this. Release me and I'll devote myself to helping others. You have my word.
You had to make. But Trinimac preserve me. Thank you for choosing me.
Oh no! I hate the cold.
Poor Gahar. How horrible. But you made the right choice. You'll see. I feel terrible about what happened to Gahar. But I'm as good as my word. I'll fight alongside you until we get out of this madhouse. Of course. My healing magic is yours to command. I won't let you down.
About damn time! Ancient ruins full of cultists makes my knees hurt. Out of my way, youngster! I can find my own way out. They took my traveling pack. All my worldly goods were in that pack!
Confound it!
But fire is better. I've guided 15 to Trinimax's cause.
Enough! Both of you bring honor to the Vashrock.
Good riddance to that piece of rubbish. Does someone claim to worship a god and go on about killing someone who doesn't agree?
Go ahead. We'll be right behind you. No worries. We'll stay back and let you deal with any of those Vashrock maniacs we run into. We'll move forward as soon as we see that the coast is clear.
Your fate is sealed!
We're down here! You did it! I don't know how you did it, but I'm eternally grateful for what you've done. I know you did your best, and I'm ever so grateful. We're going to stick together and find the nearest stronghold. We'll hire some bodyguards and make our way to Orsinium. We won't forget what you did for us. None of us will.
fight, do they? Need healing! Aid me! Move now, please! Won't end the order! Vigilance eternal!
No amount of gold is worth your life. Now sit down and rest, you idiot. Don't worry, my partner will be all right. He just twisted his ankle running out of that damned ruin. Bardun's pride will hurt more than his injury come morning. That and our empty gold pouch. Should have known this job sounded too easy. We were sent to find Kurazov, who's supposedly inside the ruin. His mother hired us, said we had to save her son. There was something about her, like she wasn't totally forthcoming. But the gold she offered was good enough that we didn't press it. Sure. A subcontract, as it were. For a share of the gold, of course. Maybe you'll have better luck in there than we did. Or at least you won't have to deal with quite as many skeletons. Just be careful in there. Those ruins can be dangerous, even when you're as experienced as Bardun over there. Asking questions and getting the lay of the land. I like that. Shows you're as professional and as dedicated as we are. And smart, too. Go ahead, ask your questions. The sooner we get this done, the sooner we all get paid. The locals call it Thukazod's Sanctum. Some gwar-spit tale about an orc who's lived here for centuries. Not a lich or a vampire or anything like that, mind you. Just an actual, immortal, lives forever and ever orc. Have you ever heard such nonsense? We're just Miram and Bardun. Lovers, partners, and the best bounty hunters west of Morrowind. We came to Hrothgar and set up shop, and it wasn't long before we had our first paying customer. If only Bardun hadn't hurt his damn ankle. Nothing special as far as I can tell. Nothing other than the gold his mother is paying us to find him and bring him back home. Come to think of it, that makes him doubly special in my mind. I don't know about you, but I enjoy getting paid. Glad to see you made it out of there without twisting your ankle or anything. But I don't see our contract target. You weren't able to find Korozoth, I take it? Dead. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. But when I talked to his mother, I got the distinct impression that he wasn't in any real danger. It was like she expected him to be safe in there. She just wanted us to bring him home. You're right, but this won't do at all. She's not going to pay us if we tell her that she lost her son. Especially not without some sort of proof that we actually found him. What a waste of time and energy. Let me see that. Interesting. It's inscribed with the names Korozoth and Thukazard. Now that might be worth something, especially with the legend and all. I'll give you the gold we discussed, and you give us the amulet. Sound good? What's to consider? It's just a worthless piece of jewelry, unless you find a buyer. We'll do the legwork and make a profit, while you get paid here and now. Everyone wins. I mean, there's no point in giving it to Korozoth's mother, right? It's a fair offer. Without my contacts and connections, you won't get a better price. And giving it to the orc's mother will only gain you tears and kind words. What's the profit in that? So, do we have a deal? I hope you're not trying to get me to raise the price. My offer is fair, and you won't get any better. We'll be camped here until Bardoon can travel. Come back and find us when you've made the right decision.
Dies, we're done. Protect her! I need healing.
Tell Arcane to take a hike. Don't die.
Protect our cat! Kill anyone you don't know!
Laura's mini tentacle. Good find, cohort.
I told Glurot that setting up a house near a Nord barrow would be trouble.
My stupid son. I can't believe he went off to follow in his father's footsteps. The idiot. My son? What do you know about my son? You know Miriam and that nice Barden? What a lovely couple. But you must tell me, were they able to find my son? Dead? No, that isn't possible. Nothing in the Sanctum should have been able to harm Korazoth. I don't understand. Well, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret. If Korazoth is dead, then the same must be true of Thukazad. The necromancer was my husband, and Korazoth's father. Only as immortal as the next descendant to step forward and claim the title. I knew that man would bring nothing but trouble to our family. Please, I thank you for bringing me this news, but now I need to be alone. No! I don't want that foul thing. I want to remember Korazoth as my son, not as Thukazad's legacy. I should never have let him read his father's letter. You keep the amulet, as a thank you for letting me know what happened to my son.
I told Chief Glurot that this was a cursed location, but he wouldn't listen. No one ever listens to old Shab. What else would you call it? We're so close to Exile's barrow that we woke up the dead. And let me tell you, there's nothing worse than waking up dead Nords. Nords get even more irritable after they're dead. Some exiled Nords came to our land centuries ago and built the barrow to honor their powerful Skald King. Or was he a conquering warlord? A renegade necromancer? I never remember that part. Anyway, whoever he was, they buried him in the barrow. This is the only one as far as I know. The place has always been forbidden, and most orcs prefer to avoid tombs full of dead bodies anyway. I contend that our proximity to the barrow agitated the Nords and woke them up. That's the only explanation.
Another outsider? At least you look more capable than that braggart, Narcissus Dren. Not anymore. The Dark Elf said he could help us with our Draugr problem and headed up to the barrow. I probably shouldn't have let him go, but he seemed confident and said he was an expert in everything. The damned Nords won't stay dead. They keep wandering out of the barrow, and that's just not right. We have no problem dealing with any Draugr that get close to the village, but we won't enter a Nord barrow. I just hope the Dark Elf is all right. You'll check on Narcissus Dren? Thank you. My clan has an aversion to disturbing the dead, especially the dead of different races. The barrow's at the top of the hill. The Dark Elf said he'd send word, but we haven't heard anything since he left. I don't really know that much about the place. We have a strict rule about not disturbing the resting places of the dead. It's an old Nord barrow at the top of the hill. That's where the Dark Elf went, and we haven't seen him since. I'm the Hunt Wife. I can see blood ticks on a horker at 50 paces, so it was simple enough to track the Draugr back to their lair. We can handle a walking corpse or two, but something must have disturbed the barrow to make them so agitated. We didn't want anything to do with the drama surrounding Orsinium, so Glurot gathered us up and moved us out here. We just want to be left alone to hunt and herd in peace. Glurot is our chief, and he's a perfectly fine leader. As his hunt wife, I help him as best as I can. He's brave and strong, but sometimes he just lets his mind wander. That's why he likes it way out here. Says he can finally hear himself think. He showed up a few days ago, all proud and preening. For a puny dark elf, he sure made a lot of noise. From what he told us, he's some kind of famous treasure hunter, but I never heard of him before he introduced himself. Treasure hunter, dungeon delver, and heroic adventurer. At least that's what it said on the book he showed me. I thought something was off, but now that he's disappeared, I'm pretty sure he's more air than substance. He walked into the village shortly after the first Draugr was spotted and asked if we were having a problem with the barrow. He offered to take care of it for us, and we readily accepted. Now that I think about it, it all seems pretty convenient.
Oh, that was unexpected. Never had a lid get stuck like that while I was, investigating. Ah, it's a good thing you happened by. And in an old barrow, no less. But tell me, are you a simple admirer or a true devotee of my work? How wonderful for you. For you have found him. So tell me, do you want me to sign one of my books, or have you come to watch a real adventurer at work? Why wouldn't I be all right? I am the great Narcissus Dren, after all. Still, I'm always willing to show a novice adventurer the ropes. Forward, my friend, and together we will deal with the Draugr of this barrow. After you. A plan? Narcissus Dren always has a plan. Haven't you read my books? Of course. It's a work in progress. I'm sure it involves locating the main burial chamber and finding a switch or lever. In my experience, it's always a switch or lever. Now, onward.
what a spacious chamber! It's most likely the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at those pillars! This barrow is definitely from an earlier period than the ones... Door must lead to the main burial chamber. I am, after all, quite familiar with this sort of thing. The carving on this pillar, I think it's some sort of switch. How exciting! I wonder what happens if I press it. That's strange. Usually when I press something, something happens. Ah, this panel is broken. That must be the key. Yes, I'm sure it is. A number of these carvings are broken. Yes, yes. I see what we must do. I think... Yes, I'm sure it is. This must be the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at that artwork. Definitely from the Nord-Neo strife period. If this place follows the usual construction, the main burial chamber is right behind that door. It's what we in the adventuring trade call a puzzle lock. When we solve the puzzle, the door unlocks. Oh, but look, 3 of the stone panels are broken. We need to find the missing chunks before we can solve the puzzle and open the tomb. Aim for the knee! Aim for the knee!
Mora's twitching tentacles. I'm glad that's done.
That looks like something Barrys would be interested in. Really? Don't mind me. I'll just go and examine that panel. Well, isn't this intriguing? Look at the attention to detail, the complex composition. I can tell that a dedicated artist created this work. Let me see. Well, it's certainly ancient, but it's hardly interesting. Good for scholars, perhaps, but not adventurers such as you and I. My assistant Barrys is a stickler for details and historical accuracy. She loves dull things like that. Well, isn't this intriguing? Look at the attention to detail, the complex composition. Isn't it obvious? The dragon and the dragon priest destroyed a mountain. But from this angle, it looks more like they're building or restoring something. The imagery of the Neo-Strife period can be very confusing to the untrained eye. Let's not leap to conclusions. Interpreting ancient carvings requires training and experience. A squiggle here or a line placed there can change the entire meaning. Let's look around. There might be a broken panel piece nearby. I'm going to be the envy of Nord scholars everywhere. These carved images are simply remarkable. Something praying? Some grand ceremony. Clearly that's the dragon priest. Something ascension, I think. Oh, how little you know me! The dragon died, the priest killed himself, and his followers sealed themselves in this barrow, making the whole place disappear into the mists of time. Ta-da! Now, let's find the missing puzzle pieces and finish this. I think you have this well in hand, so I'll stand back and give you room to work. As the senior member of this expedition, I get first choice of the valuations.
New research.
I find that a good stab in the heart usually does the trick. Look! Ancient artwork! Just like in the antechamber. Oh, how exciting! Oh, isn't it remarkable? I love finding this kind of stuff. Where did you find that? I thought it was lost forever. I must admit, you do have a keen eye for the tiniest detail. Why don't I just take that, and we can get on with our quest? I did what? How slanderous! I have a good notion to just leave and let you deal with this problem. Ah, you know me so well. I am the great and powerful Narcissus Dren. I came to this barrow to undo the damage I inadvertently caused, and I have no intention of leaving the job half-finished. Now, let's get back to business, shall we? Yes! Yes! Oh, isn't it remarkable? I love finding this kind of stuff. This kind of sculpture is called a relief. Look how the images seem to rise out of the very stone. I think it's meant to tell some sort of story. Now, this is purely conjecture on my part, but if I interpret the image correctly, it depicts the Narcissus Dren of his day. Look at how his admirers worship him. Either that or it's a dragon priest celebrating some sort of triumph or victory. In days of old, the dragons ruled the world through their powerful servants, the dragon priests. Now that I think about it, this could depict the time of the Dragon War. Let's find more of these remarkable images and see what else they can tell us. Deal with any ruffians, if you would. I see more artwork to examine. I must determine how to safely remove one of these wonderful depictions. This appears to show the dragon priest, and their followers going on some sort of trip. Perhaps it was a quest, or a pleasurable excursion into the countryside. I'm not sure. They do seem a bit grim. Good suggestion, but it's difficult to know for certain. To convey complex ideas such as an exodus with a single image is harder than you think. Let's look around. We might find one of the missing pieces for the tomb lock around here. Back to the tomb door! That puzzle lock is as good as solved! Well done! You're turning out to be one of the best assistants I've ever had. Now, press the panels in the proper sequence. Not everyone fully grasps the intricacies of solving puzzles, but go ahead and give it another try. Remember, each bas-relief told a different part of the puzzle locks can be tricky. Go ahead and give it another try. Nothing happened. If you must guess, at least try to guess correctly. Nothing happened. If you must guess, at least try to guess correctly. Not everyone fully grasps the intricacies of solving puzzles, but go ahead and give it another try. You did it! This way! Oh, you really do have a knack for adventuring. Are you ready to look upon the grandeur of a dragon priest's tomb? Could be anything. This is why we travel, why we face the dangers. We want to see the sights that those possessed of a more timid nature can only dream of. You go first. I wouldn't want to deprive you of the experience. Narcissus Dren has explored many a barrow. For example, there's usually a treasure vault next to the Dragon Priest's tomb. There might even be a guardian, but I'm sure the Dragon Priest is long gone. Well, yes, of course we are. I'm sure something inside the tomb holds the key to solving this dilemma, and hopefully it also holds the key to the treasure vault as well. Now, onward, my stalwart assistant! Onward! Look at this place! Amazing! Simply amazing! Explain the Draugr activity. Good work with the Dragon Priest. Now, let me just... Oh, keys! I knew it! The treasure vault awaits! That's it. I can hear the locks turning. Come on. I knew there was a vault in this barrow. Look at all these treasures. I'm beside myself with elation. It must be around here somewhere. Come to Narcissus Dren, you ancient beauty. This will increase my reputation 1,000-fold. Well, this has been a most exciting adventure. You did quite well, my able assistant. Oh, that was exhilarating! I'd say we're done here. Another profitable adventure for the famous Narcissus Dren. But it's a Dragon Priest mask, an early one no less. It will be a crowning glory in my vast collection. Besides, Narcissus Dren does not loot. He searches, he explores, he entertains, and I couldn't have done it without your help. A fraud? What a hurtful thing to say. And it wasn't my... Oh, all right. Perhaps my initial investigation caused a bit of a problem. But now that the Dragon Priest has been vanquished, the problem will take care of itself. All's well that ends well. Tell the villagers? Certainly. They'll want to hear all about how Narcissus Dren saved the day.
I'm better at research than actual field work. I heard they're establishing a museum in Orsinium. Perhaps I'll go work there. I know they'll appreciate my skills more than Dren ever did. Ancient texts and relic, mostly. I'm apprenticed to the famous treasure hunter Narcissus Dren, but he treats me more like a glorified scribe than a partner. So, while he's inside exploring the barrow, I'm out here, waiting to transcribe his notes. As a matter of fact, I've had it up to here with Dren. I've decided to strike out on my own. With items such as these, I can do some real research. Visit me in the museum in Orsinium. If these possess any historical value, I'll pay a finder's fee. Tell Narcissus I quit. So long, Borfrey!
Lightning reflexes, I flung a pair of daggers, dropping 2 of the foul creatures. Ah, here comes my able apprentice, who distracted the 3rd Draugr while I solved the tricky puzzle lock. Have no fear, I'll continue my tale momentarily. I need to speak to my apprentice. Oh, we did good work today, my friend. You should be proud. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish my tale, and then accept compensation from my adoring public. Every story needs a little embellishment. Surely you've read my books. I know how to hold an audience's attention. The Draugr dilemma. That was an unfortunate accident, but I acquired a rare dragon priest mask, and the Draugr have begun returning to their slumber, all thanks to my efforts. And with your help, of course. Oh, very well, if you insist. But it won't make any difference, do-gooder. My version of the tale is more exciting. You're just going to come across as petty and jealous. Now off with you, and don't expect a mention in my next book.
Welcome back. Let me guess. From that look on your face, Narcissus Dren wasn't completely honest with us when I hired him. I knew his arrival in the village right after the Draugr appeared was a bit too convenient. I've seen his type in my travels. Arrogant, sneaky, but mostly harmless. Probably had you do all the hard work, too. I suppose Narcissus Dren helped us after all. It's no small feat when a wind-filled dark elf actually accomplishes something. We call that a little victory. A problem he created. We could deal with a few Draugr, but we try to avoid constantly fighting with our neighbors. Here, since I'm sure you did all the work, take the gold I was going to pay him.
Hail, champion of the Crucible!